What's going on, E-Unit? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Maverick, bringing you back to yet another dope fire list video. This time around, we're gonna, since we are in lieu of football regular season approaching and we are deep in the middle of the preseason, I think it's appropriate for me to show all 32 teams what their all-time starting lineup should be. Okay? So this is the all-time starting lineup for all 32 NFL teams. This is pretty much a love letter to the National Football League for providing us with quality entertainment and great moments like the helmet catch, the immaculate reception, and even the 28-3 comeback. So, and the Minneapolis Miracle, which will always be my favorite. But nah. This is me showing love to all 32 NFL teams. And even the ones I can't stand, which you know which ones they are. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. Let me know if your favorite team was well represented in the comment section down below. Without further ado, let's get right into this, gang, yo. Now, if you disagree, I must warn you, make your own list. Now, before I get started with this, it's going to be some ground rules, okay? We're going to have some ground rules. Every team gets 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 3 wides, and 1 tight end. And I say 2 quarterbacks because some teams have a deep quarterback history over others, and I wanted to reflect that here. And then every team will run a 3-4 nickel, which is modern NFL, since the offenses will have 3 wide receivers. So instead of just 2 cornerbacks, they'll get 3 cornerbacks. And instead of 3 linebackers, they'll get 2 coverage linebackers or inside linebackers. And the other linebackers will be just edge rushers, or defensive ends will be edge rushers. And they'll get 2 defensive tackles and 2 safeties, as always. And every team gets 1 kicker and 1 punter for special teams. We're not doing a long snapper, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Cincinnati Bengals. The starter will be Joe Burrow, and the backup will be Andy Dalton. I'm going to blitz through these guys since it's a bunch of names I got to name off. All right. And then from the front lines, we have Anthony Munoz at left tackle, Andrew Winworth left guard, Bob Johnson at center, Max Montoya at right guard, and Willie Anderson at right tackle. At tight end, we have Rodney Holman. Wide 1, we have Chad Johnson. Wide 2, we have AJ Green. Wide 3, we have Jamar Chase. Running back 1, we have Corey Dillon, and running back 2, we have Joe Mixon. And then on the defense, we have the defensive tackles will be Geno Atkins and Tim Crumry. The edges will be Carlos Dunlap and Eddie Edwards. The first linebacker will be Takeo Spites, and the second one will be what's his name? Reggie Williams. And cornerback 1 will be Ken Riley. Cornerback 2 will be Leon Hall. Cornerback 3 will be Adam Pac-Man Jones. Free safety, we got Jesse Bates. Strong safety, we have David Folker. And as for the kickers, we have Evan McPherson at kicker, aka Money McPherson, and Kevin Huber as the punter. All right, moving right along here to the division rival from across state, Cleveland Browns. At quarterbacks, we have Otto Graham and Baker Mayfield. And Otto Graham, he's pretty much their all-time franchise guy in pretty much all things quarterback. And Baker Mayfield is the last decent quarterback that get them a playoff win in recent memory. So that's why I put them here. Alrighty. Front line, left tackle, we have Joe Thomas. Left guard, we have Joe Bitonio. Center, we have Alex Mack. Right guard, we have Gene Hickerson. And right tackle, we have Cody Rising. And I Ozzie Newsome is your tight end. And your wide receivers, Y1 is Paul Warfield, Y2 is Jarvis Landry, and Y3 is Josh Gordon. Running back 1, Jim Brown, and running back 2 will be Nick Chubb. And then for the defense, edge 1 going to be Myles Garrett, edge 2 going to be Bill Glass, DT1 is going to be Jerry Shirk, and DT2 is going to be Michael Dean Perry. And then off-ball linebackers, Clay Matthews Jr. will be at linebacker 1. And Chip Banks is linebacker 2. Frank Minifield is cornerback 1. Hanford Dixon is quarterback 2. Denzel Ward will be cornerback 3. Tom Darden will be your free safety, and John Johnson will be your strong. Actually, no, that's TJ Ward. TJ Ward will be your just strong safety. And at kicker, we have Lou the Toe Groza, and at punter, we have Don Cockcroft. Pause on that. Alrighty. I did not mean to scroll down that far. Baltimore Ravens. Quarterback 1, Joe Flacco. Quarterback 2, Lamar Jackson. And why is Joe Flacco quarterback 1? Because he's a more accurate thrower, number 1. Number 2, Lamar Jackson don't got no Super Bowl MVP. He only got regular season MVPs. So there's that. And then for the Baltimore Ravens front line, we got, let's see. Sorry, I got a list of names here. We got Jonathan Ogden at left tackle, Kelechi Osemele at left guard, Matt Burke at center, Marshall Yanda at right guard, and Ronnie Stanley Jr. at right tackle. Mark Andrews at tight end, Y1 to Derek Mason, Y2 to Torrey Smith, Y3, rest in peace to brothers Jacoby Jones. Running back 1, Jamal Lewis. Running back 2, Ray Rice. And then for the defense, Terrell Suggs is at your edge rusher alongside, alongside Peter Bulwer. I'm trying to not mispronounce no names. That's why I take so long. I'm trying not to mispronounce names. DT1 will be Tony Siragusa the Goose. DT2 will be Haloti Ngata. Linebacker 1 is Ray Lewis, obviously, because he's the GOAT of this franchise. And linebacker 2 will be CJ Mosley. Deuce McAllister, cornerback 1. Marlon Humphrey, cornerback 2. Jimmy Smith, cornerback 3. Free safety is Ed Reed. Strong safety is Rod Woodson. Kicker is Justin Tucker. Punter is Sam Cook. Pittsburgh. Quarterback 1 will be Terry Bradshaw. Quarterback 2 will be Ben Roethlisberger. The reason why is Bradshaw got the Steelers more rings. All right, front line. Alejandro Villanueva at left tackle. Alan Faneca as left guard. Mike Webster at center. Right guard David DeCastro. Right tackle Took Ilkin. And tight end is Heath Miller. Hines Ward at wide 1. John Starworth at wide 2. And Antonio Brown at wide 3. Actually, no. Antonio Brown at wide 2. John Starworth at wide 3. Jerome Bettis at running back 1. And Franco Harris at running back 2. And that for the defense. Edge 1, TJ Watt. Edge 2, James Harrison. DT, Mean Joe Green at 1. And KC Big Snack Hampton at DT 2. And at linebacker, Jack Ham at linebacker 2. And Ryan Shazier as linebacker 1. Mel Blount as cornerback 1. And then Carnell Lake at cornerback 2 and Joe Hayden at cornerback 3. And then free safety is Donnie Shell. Strong safety is Troy Polamalu. Sean Sweetsham is your kicker. And Craig Colquitt is your punter. All right, that should clear the AFC North. Now we're going to go to the NFC North, kicking off with the Chicago Bears. Sid Luckman is your quarterback one for the Chicago Bears. And Jim McMahon is your quarterback two, because these guys actually led the Bears to championships, okay? Don't shoot me if I don't put your boy Caleb Williams in here, or if I don't put Jay Cutler in here, okay? Do not shoot me. Please do not shoot me. Alrighty. And now it's time to meet the Bears offense. Sorry, I'm scrolling up here as you probably can't see because the AI camera, but I'm trying not to mess up so many names. Alright. At left tackle, my bad if I'm stalling. I'm trying not to mispronounce no names. At left tackle, we got Jimbo Combert. Left guard, Danny Fortman. Center, Olin Kreutz. Right guard, Olin Crowd. And right tackle, Keith Van Horn. Mike Ditka at tight end. Wide receiver 1, Allen Robinson. Wide receiver 2 is Johnny Morris. Wide receiver 3 is Muhsin Muhammad. Running back 1 is Walter Payton. And running back 2 is Matt Forte. Now for the defense, D tackles, we have the Danimal Dan Hampton at DT, and we got Steve McMichael, aka Mongo, at DT too. And then at edge rusher, we have Khalil Mack and Richard Dent at edge rusher, since he has the all-time sack record. And then at coverage linebacker, we have Dick Butkus, and we have Brian Urlacher. And then at corner, we have Charles Peanut Tillman, George McAfee, and Nathan Vashon. And at safeties, we have Gary Finsick, and I think Mike Brown. Yep, that's Mike Brown. That's strong safety. Kickers, we have Robbie Gould, and at punter, we got Kevin Butler. All right, let's move on to the Detroit Lions. We got Matthew Stafford at quarterback 1, Bobby Lane at quarterback 2. Because they kept the Lions' name on the map together. LT Lomas Brown for left tackle. Lou Creekmore at left guard. Center, we have Dominic Raiola. Right guard, we have Rick Stanfield. Right tackle is Penei Sewell. And tight end 1 is Brandon Pettigrew, because I couldn't think of any other tight ends that played for Detroit that were memorable. Brandon Pettigrew. Anyways, at wide 1, you already know it's Calvin Johnson at wide 1. Wide 2, we have Herman Moore. Wide 3, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Running back 1, gotta go with Barry. Running back 2, running back 1 is Barry Sanders. Running back 2 is Billy Sims. And then for the defense, we got Robert Porcher, edge rusher. We got Cliff Averill on the other edge. And then at DT, we have Jerry Barr and Ndamukong Suh. At coverage linebacker, we have Chris Spielman and DeAndre Levy. At cornerback, we have Night Train Lane. And then Dre Bly and Darius Slay at cornerback 1, 2, and 3. And then Jack Christensen at free safety and Benny Blades at strong safety. Kicker is Matt Prater, and punter is Sam Martin. And this is a team y'all know how I feel about the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to be very petty to the quarterback that y'all love to ride dick on, because Bart Starr and Brett Favre are starting at quarterback 1 and backing up at quarterback 2 for this all-time Packers roster. I can't put Aaron Rodgers in here for 2 reasons. 1, he never led the league in passing yards, and number 2, he never led the Packers to more than 1 Super Bowl like these two did. Sorry. Not sorry. Left tackle, we got David Bakhtiari. Left guard, we got Gail Gillingham. Center, we got Jim Ringo. Right guard, we got Jerry Kramer. And right tackle, we have Brian Bulaga. And then at tight end, we have Mark Chumra. Wide receiver 1, Donald Driver. Wide 2, Greg Jennings. Wide 3, Devontae Adams. Running back 1, Amon Green. Running back 2, Jim Taylor. And now for the Cheesehead defense. Edge rushers go to Reggie White and Clay Matthews III. Defensive tackles go to Gilbert Brown and BJ Raji. Coverage linebackers go to AJ Hawk and Nick Barnett. Cornerback 1 goes to Charles Woodson. Cornerback 2 goes to Herb Adderley. And cornerback 3 goes to Tramar Williams. Free safety goes to Leroy Butler. And star safety goes to Clinton Dix. That's funny how the announcers used to say his name every time he caught a pick. They used to be like, Clinton Dix. Mason Crosby is your kicker. Tim Mastey is your punter. And finally, we go to my Vikings. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for this one. Fran Tarkenton is my quarterback 1. And at my quarterback 2, I have Dante Culpepper, because y'all forgot. Dante Culpepper, before the injuries, was a dual threat machine. At left tackle, Christian Darrisaw. Left guard, Randall McDaniel, who I know personally because he used to work for my old elementary school. Nick Tinglehoff at center. Ed White at right guard. Phil Lodehold at right tackle because he was big and physical. And then we got Kyle Rudolph at tight end. Randy Moss at wide 1. Chris Carter at wide 2. Justin Jefferson at wide 3. Adrian Peterson at wide 1. And Chuck Foreman at running back 2. My bad. Adrian Peterson at running back 1. I said wide 1. I'm so stupid. Chuck Foreman at running back 2. Defense. Alan Page and Jaron Allen make the edges. Kevin Williams and John Randall make the DTs. Chad Greenway and Eric Kendricks make the linebackers. Antoine Winfield, Bobby Bryant, and Xavier Moe make quarterback 1, 2, and 3. And Paul Krause and Harrison Smith are the safeties. Kicker is World the Thrill Record. And punter is good old Chris Cluey. And I say good old because of how good he used to pin our division rivals back towards their end zone whenever he would kick the ball high. So shout out to you, Chris Cluey. You're the man. I wish you didn't have to leave us for the New Orleans Saints, though. Moving right along. We got the Indianapolis Colts from the AFC South. Hot take. Andrew Luck will not be the quarterback 1. Instead, it'll be Peyton Manning and then Johnny Unitas backing up because everybody talks about how good Johnny Unitas was. And I wanted to honor that. Colts fans, correct me. Isn't Johnny Unitas on your Mount Rushmore or something? Correct me, Colts fans. Correct me. Help me. Help a brother out. But yeah, man, you can't leave Peyton Manning off this list, though. Sorry to say. All right, left tackle, we got Jim Parker. Left guard, we have Quentin Nelson. Center, we have Jeff Saturday. Right guard, we have Jake Scott. And right tackle, we have Rand Dim. Tight end, we have Dallas Clark. Wide receivers, 1, Marvin Harrison Sr., Reggie Wayne at wide 2, T.Y. Hilton at wide 3. Edgerrin James at running back 1, and Jonathan Taylor at running back 2. Defense, edge rushers, Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, a.k.a. Judge Mathis. DTs, we have DeForest Buckner and Gino Marchetti. Linebackers, Dwayne Bickett and Gary Brackett are your linebackers. Cornerbacks, Bobby Boyd, Marlon Jackson, and Vontae Davis. Free safety is Antoine Bethea, and strong safety is Bob Sanders. Kicker is Mike Vanderjagt, and punter is Pat McAfee. The boys from Duval County. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags. Quarterback 1 is Mark Brunell. Quarterback 2 is Trevor Lawrence. Some of y'all were wondering where's Blake Bortles, but a lot of y'all forget he had only one really good playoff run. Most of his career leading from before and after that point, Blake Bortles was ass. Trevor Lawrence got them a playoff run recently, and I wanted to show love to Trevor Lawrence. Because make fun of his inconsistencies all you want. The guy is still better than Blake Bortles. But yeah, Mark Brunell is a no-brainer. Left tackle, we got Tony Boselli. Left guard, we have Vince Munroe. Center, we have Brad Meester. Right guard, we have Maurice Williams. Right tackle, we have Leon Searcy. And at tight end, we have good old reliable Mercedes Lewis. Wides, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell, Allen Robinson at wide 1, 2, and 3. And running backs are Maurice Jones-Drew and Fred Taylor at 1 and 2. Defense. Edges 1, we have Calais Campbell. Edges 2, we have Tony Brackens. Linebackers, actually no, defensive tackles, Marcus Stroud and Malik Jackson. Linebackers, Miles Jack and Telvin Smith. Yes, if most of these guys come from Saxonville, you've been woefully forewarned. Cornerbacks, Jalen Ramsey, Rashawn Mathers, AJ Bouye. And safeties, Andre Sisco and Donovan Darius. Punters, punter is Brian Anger. Kicker is Josh Scobie. Houston, Texas. I'm going to warn you guys, the Texans do not have a lot of history, so this team may seem fairly modern compared to a lot of teams that I am covering. A lot of the teams that I am covering in this video. This team is very modern because their history is not that long. And hot take, I chose Matt Schaub and CJ Stroud as the quarterbacks. No, hear me out. The reason why Deshaun Watson is not on here, not only because of the allegations, but I also feel like he wasn't there long enough, number one. And number two, Deshaun, I can never forgive for not scoring a single point after going up 24-0 on the Kansas City Chiefs. After going up 24-0 on the Kansas City Chiefs, he don't score or get his team in the end zone for the rest of the game. That's sad work, which is why I have Matt Schaub and CJ Stroud here, because they've been shown to consistently get to the divisional round. Left tackle, Laramie Tunsil. Left guard, Chester Pitts. Center, Chris Myers. Right guard, Shaq Mason. Right tackle, Eric Winston. Tight end, we got Owen Daniels. The wides, Andre Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Nico Collins. And then the running backs are Lamar Miller right here, and Arian Foster right here. Defense. Edge, we have J.J. Watt. Edge 2, we have Whitney Merciless. DTs, Vince Wilfork and DJ Weeder. Linebackers, Brian Cushing and D'Amico Ryans. Corners, Jonathan Joseph, Kareem Jackson, Derek Stingley Jr. Safeties, Daniel Manning and Justin Reed. Kicker is Kaimi Fairbairn, and punter is Shane Leckler. Tennessee Titans. Hot take. I have Steve Air McNair starting over Warren Moon. I want to apologize, but still, like, Steve McNair got them to a Super Bowl, so I had to put him up front. Alrighty, left tackle Taylor Lewin, left guard Mike Munchak, center Kevin Mulway, right guard Bruce Matthews, right tackle Jack Conklin. Tight end we got Delaney Walker. The wides are Derek Mason, Kevin Dyson, and A.J. Brown. Running backs are Chris Johnson and Derrick Henry. Defense, edges. Edges, Alvin Bethea and Javon Curse. DTs, Jarrell Casey and Jeffrey Simmons. And then linebackers, we have Robert Brazil and Steven Tulloch. Quarterbacks, Cortland Finnegan right here, Samari Roll and Jason McCourty. And then Kevin Byard is your free safety. Oops, sorry, y'all. Kevin Byard is your free safety. Blaine Bishop is your strong safety. Kickers. Rob Briones is your kicker, and Brett Kern is your punter. And that's it for AFC South. We're going to go to the NFC South now. We're almost halfway through, y'all. For Buccaneers, hot take, but I'm putting Tom Brady and Doug Williams at the 1-2 punch at quarterback. Oh, I got it. It's tough doing this from your bed. Here, I'm going to try to cross my legs. There we go. I just don't want to do this lying down. Y'all can't see it because I'm on the AI camera, but man, it is tough recording with a bad leg. But yeah, man, you got to put Brady in the Buccaneers pantheon of great quarterbacks because he was the one that nearly single-handedly got them the last championship. But yeah, man, shout out the Buccaneers. All right. Trying to make sure I don't mess up any names. Alrighty, left tackle, we have Paul Gruber. Left guard, we have Ali Marpet. Center, we have Ryan Jensen. Right tackle, we have Devin Joseph. And right tackle, we have Tristan Wirfs. And then at tight, we got Kellen Winslow Jr. Wide receivers 1, 2, and 3 are Keyshawn Johnson, Vincent Jackson, and Mike Evans. Running backs 1 and 2 are I'm trying to not mispronounce. Mike Alstott. Boom. I almost had Ascot. Almost had Mike Ascot. I had to stop myself from reading. Anyway, James Wilder at running back 2. Defense. Edges. Simeon Rice and Shaquille Barrett. Interiors. Warren Sapp and Vita Vea, aka Double V. And then coverage linebackers. Derek Brooks and Levante David. And then Rondé Barber, Aqib Talib, and Jamel Dean are at corners 1, 2, and 3. 34, we have Dexter Jackson. And strong safety, we got 34 Dexter Jackson at free safety, and 47 John Lynch as strong safety. And our kickers are Martin Gramatica and Josh Bidwell. Falcons. Y'all gonna love this, but you gotta put Mike Vick ahead of Matt Ryan here. And then not only that, but you also gotta include a dope O-line to protect them, from Jake Matthews to Andy Levitra to Alex Mack to Chris Lindstrom to Tyson Clabo. That's arguably the best O-line that the Falcons had at one point. And then tight end, we have Tony Gonzalez, since he doesn't appear, sadly, for the other team that he played on during his career. So I had to put Tony G and show Tony G some love. He's one of the best tight ends of all time. And then at wide, we have Julio Jones, one of the best wides of all time, Bobby White, and Roddy White. Not Bobby White, I'm sorry. Terrence Mathis and Robbie White. Boom. I had to correct myself. See. And at 42 for running back, we have Gerald Riggs, and then 33 for running back is Michael Turner. Both have the rushing records for Atlanta. Defense. At edges, we have John Abraham. And then we have Patrick Kearney at edge 2, Grady Jarrett at DT1 alongside Travis Hall, which is DT2. And then we have Keith Brooken at linebacker with Jesse Tuggle. And then we know we got to put Uncle Prime next to Brent Grimes and AJ Terrell for the cornerback room, and Scott Case and Keanu Neal for safety spots, and Matt Bryant at kicker and Matt Bosher at punter, because that was the best combination they had of both. Okay. Here, I'm going to try to move up. Alrighty. Because, man, lying on my bed and doing this is kind of uncomfortable. Okay. Let's move right along. We're almost done with the NFC South. We got 2 teams in the South to go.
Carolina Panthers, there should be a no-brainer who should be starting. It's Cam Newton and it's Jake Delhomme. Okay, Cam Newton and it's Jake Delhomme. What more than needs to be said? What other quarterbacks were there? Bryce Young, I'll give Bryce Young some credit. He improved, but he needs to show me some more before he can be put in here, okay? No offense. All right, left tackle, Jordan Gross. Left guard, Andrew Newell. Center, Matt Khalil. Right tackle, Trey Turner. Right guard, Trey Turner. Right tackle, Taylor Morton. Tight end, we have Greg Olsen. Wides, 1, 2, and 3. Steve Smith, DJ Moore, Jericho Cotchery. Running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Run CMC, and D'Angelo Williams. Now, this is another team that's fairly young too, so you're going to see a lot of modern players. All righty. The team don't got a lot of history. So, for the Panthers, edges, we have Julius Peppers starting at edge with Charles Johnson on the edges. And then DT, we got not only Chris Jenkins, but Kawan Short at DT. And then linebackers, we have the great Luke Kuechly, who got recently put in the Hall of Fame. Shout out Luke Kuechly. Thomas Davis. And then for corners, we have Chris Gamble, Captain Munnerly, and Josh Norman. Free safety is Kirk Coleman. And strong safety is Mike Minter. Kicker is Graham Gano. And punter is Brad Nordman. New Orleans Saints. Fuck the Saints. Fuck the Saints. Fuck the Saints. Let's just get this over with. Drew Brees, Aaron Brooks. Quarterback 1 to quarterback 2. Left tackle, Willie Roaf. Left guard, Carl Nix. Center, Max Unger. Jari Evans, right guard. Ryan Ramczyk, right tackle. Tight end, Jimmy Graham. Wide receivers, Marquise Colston. Michael Thomas, Chris Olave. Running back 1 is Pierre Thomas. Running back 2 is Alvin Kamara. Defense. We got Leroy Glover at DT, and Sheldon Rager at DT. Edges are Cameron Jordan and Will Smith. Linebackers are Jonathan Vilma and Demario Davis. And then corners, Tracy Porter, Marshawn Lattimore, and Patrick Robinson. And safeties are Darren Sharper and Malcolm Jenkins. Your kickers are Morton Artiston and Thomas Morstead. Alrighty, let's go to the AFC East now. We're halfway through. For quarterbacks, it's a no-brainer for the Buffalo Bills. It's Jim Kelly and Josh Allen. Jim Kelly and Josh Allen. Moving right along. That's a no-brainer because Josh Allen, look, Jim Kelly actually got to the Super Bowl, and Josh Allen, if it wasn't for the referees a couple times and his defense selling them, he probably would have had that say-so in there too. So, yeah, there's that. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to scroll. Okay. All right. Left tackle is Jason Peters. Left guard is Billy Shaw. Ken Hole's your center. Joe De La Melor is your right guard, and Howard Ballard is your right tackle. And then Andre Reed is your wide 1. Stephon Diggs your wide 2. Stevie Johnson your wide 3. And then for running backs, we do not have O.J. Simpson, sadly, because he didn't last very long, but we do have Thurman Thomas and C.J. Spiller. Alrighty, defense. We got at edges, we have Bruce Smith, Big Bruce, and Phil Hansen. Defensive tackles, we have Tim Washington and Fred Smerlas. Coverage linebackers, we have Matt Milano and Cornelius Bennett. Cornerbacks, we have Nate Odoms, Stephon Gilmore, and Tre'Davious White. Centers, we have Jairus Byrd, and my favorite defender in Bills history, Jordan Poyer. And for kickers, we have Steve Christie. And for punters, we have Brian Moorman. Miami Dolphins. Dan Marino starting and Bob Grease backing up. It's no debate here for this one. It's really no debate. Alrighty. Oops, sorry. And then at left tackle, we got Richmond Webb. Left guard, we have Larry Little. Center, we have Dwight Stevenson. Right guard, we have Bob Trachtenberg. And right tackle, Austin Jackson. And then at tight, Bruce Hardy. And then at wide one, we have Paul Warfield. Wide two, we have Brian Hartline. Wide three, we have Jarvis Landry. You're probably wondering why isn't Tyreek Hill on here? Is because he didn't spend that long on the Dolphins. He recently got cut by them too, so that means he was washed, or at least they think he's washed. Anyway, let me get this ice pack off of me. Running back one, Ricky Williams. Running back two, Reggie Bush. And the reason why I didn't put Reggie Bush on the Saints is because he may have won a title with the Saints, but he didn't explode into the best version of himself. Like, he had his first 1,000-yard season as a Dolphin. So, and then the Dolphins' defense, the edges are Andrew Van Ginkel and Cameron Wake. Cameron Wake was underrated, bro. And then the DTs, Tim Bowens and Randy Starks. Right over here are your DTs. And then your coverage linebackers are Zach Thomas and Nick Boykanti. Cornerbacks, we have Pat Surtain the first, Sam Madison and Xavier Howard. And then for safeties, we have Minkah Fitzpatrick and Rashad Jones. And then at kickers, we have Jason Sanders at kickers and a black man at punter by the name of Reggie R. Roby. Okay. Patriots. I think this quarterback pairing is going to be more obvious, but it's the GOAT and the person he replaced, Drew Bledsoe. Because Bledsoe led them to a Super Bowl way back in the day, but he lost to the dumbass Green Bay Packers. And then Tom Brady is a no-brainer. He put the Patriots on the map as a legitimate threat in a dynasty. So can't doubt Brady. Can't. Alrighty. Now for the starting lineup. The front, we have Bruce Armstrong at left tackle. John Hanna at left guard. Center is John Morris. Right guard is Logan Mankins. Matt Light is right tackle. And then Gronk is the tight end. Randy Moss, Deion Branch, and Edelman are the wide receivers. And Kevin Falk and James White, who's the Super Bowl 51 hero by scoring the last two game-deciding touchdowns, has to be on here as well. Defense. Vince Wilfork and Lawrence Guy are your middles. Chandler Jones and Trey Flowers are your edges. Dante Hightower and Rob Nikovic are your coverage linebackers. Your corners are Asante Samuel, Ty Law, and Darrell Revis. And your safeties are Devin McCourty and Patrick Chung. Adam Vinatieri is your kicker, and Zoltan Mesko is your punter. New York Jets. Never have I ever ran into a team so pitiful. Oh, man. I had a sip of water. Coming in at quarterback, we have Broadway Joe Namath and Chad Pennington batting him up. Chad Pennington was the last really decent quarterback that they had. But then again, I'm guessing the Jets weren't underneath crappy ownership at the time. So it all worked out. Okay. Alrighty. You're starting O-lineman. Left tackle. We got Winston Hill. Right guard, we have Randy Rasmussen. Center, Kevin Mouet. Right guard, Brandon Moore. And right tackle, DeBrickshaw Ferguson. Tight end is Mickey Schuler. Wides. For the wides, we have Don Maynard, Santonio Holmes, and G-Dub, Garrett Wilson. And for the running back, we have Curtis Martin and Freeman McNeil. All right, for the defense, the Jets defense, we have Mark Gastineau and John Abraham for edge 1 and 2. And then for defensive tackles, we have Quinnen Williams right over there and Joe Klecko right over there. For linebackers, we have C.J. Mosley again and David Harris. Cornerbacks, Darrelle Revis, Antonio Cromartie, Morris Claiborne. I got Marcus May at free safety and Victor Green at strong safety. Your kicker and punter. Kicker is Pat Leahy, and punter is Tom Tupa. Alrighty, let's go to the NFC East now. There's a lot of you NFC East fans that are in my boy Darius's chat. First things first, spoiler alert, you will not see Dak Prescott or Tony Romo at quarterback for the sorry-ass Cowboys, okay? Because there were 2 quarterbacks in eras previous of the Cowboys football that did it better. Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach. Again, Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach. They got them to titles, bro. That's all I'm going to say. All right, left tackle, Tyron Smith. Left guard, Larry Allen. Center, Travis Frederick. Right guard, Zach Martin. Right tackle, Rayfield Wright. Tight end is Jason Witten. Your 3 wides are Michael Irvin, Terrell Owens, and Dez Bryant. Excuse me, y'all. And Emmitt Smith and DeMarco Murray are your running backs. Well, excuse me. DeMarcus Ware and Marcus Swagoo Spears are your edges. Jay Ratliff and Leon Lett are your DTs. And Sean Lee and Dat Nguyen are your linebackers. Cornerbacks, Uncle Prime, Deion Sanders, Everson Walls, pause, and Byron Jones. And your safety, free safety is Darren Woodson. Strong safety is Cliff Harris. Your kicker is Dan Bailey, and your punter is Matt McBride. All right, New York Giants. I think it's obvious who should be the quarterback 1 and quarterback 2. Phil Simms, because he got them to their first Super Bowl, and Eli Manning for getting them 2 more. And I put Phil Simms ahead of Eli because Phil Simms was a better passer and wasn't as turnover prone as Eli was in the regular season. Alrighty. And then at left tackle, we have Jumbo Elliott. Left guard, Chris Snead. Center, Bart Oates. Right guard, David Dial. And right tackle is Raheem McKenzie. And then your wides are Amani Toomer, Victor Cruz, and Odell Beckham Jr. And your running backs are Tiki Barber and Ahmad Bradshaw. Defense, DT are Jim Burt and Damon Harrison, a.k.a. Snacks. And then at edge, we have the GOAT Lawrence Taylor and Michael Strahan, who gave Brady hell in Super Bowl 42. Linebackers, Harry Carson and Carl Banks. They're right over here. Corners, Antro Roll, Jason Sehorn, right there, and Janoris Jenkins. And then free safety, Landon Collins and Terry Kennard. For kickers, you have Lawrence Times. And for punter, you have Jeff Fields. The Philly Eagles. This is going to be a hot take. And spoiler alert, but you will not see Nick Foles or Michael Vick or Carson Wentz at quarterback. But who you will see is Donovan McNabb and Jalen Hurts. Because they're two of the most explosive quarterbacks that they've had. Plus, Jalen Hurts got them to a championship. McNabb got them to a Super Bowl. The problem with Foles and his Super Bowl run is that it was flash in the pan, got hot at the right time. You know what I'm saying? But McNabb athletically is superior. And so is Jalen Hurts. All right, left tackle, we got Jason Peters. And then I think this is Landon Dickerson at left guard. Yep. Center, Jason Kelsey. Right guard, Brandon Brooks. Right tackle, Lane Johnson. This is pretty much the 2017 O-line that won their first championship because they were just so unstoppable. Like, my Vikings couldn't even get any penetration.
Hey, yo!
And then at tight end, you have Zach Ertz. Your three wides are Terrell Owens, Deshaun Jackson, and A.J. Brown. And your two running backs are Shady LaShawn McCoy and Brian Westbrook. For the defense, we got Fletcher Cox and Jerome Brown at DT, Reggie Wright and Clyde Simmons at edge, Jeremiah Trotter and Zach Brown at linebacker. Your corners are DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Nnamdi Asomugha, and Eric Allen. Your safeties are Brian Dawkins and Malcolm Jenkins. Kicker is Jake Elliott. Punter is Donnie Jones. And for the Washington Commanders / Washington Redskins, Washington football team, whatever you call it. Joe Theismann is quarterback 1 and Doug Williams is quarterback 2 because they both got the Washington Redskins at that time to a Super Bowl and won. And Doug Williams became the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. So there's that. Anyway, left tackle, we got Trent Williams. Left guard, Riley McKenzie. Center, Jeff Bostic. And then Russ Grimm at right guard. And then right tackle is Joe Jacoby. And then tight end, we have Chris Cooley. Your wides are Santana Moss, Art Monk, and Pierre Garçon. And your running backs are John Wiggins and Alfred Morris. Now let's get to this defense. At the edges, we have Ryan Kerrigan and Charles Mann. And then at the DT, we have Deron Payne and Dave Butts. Pause. And then at linebacker, we have London Fletcher. And we have Ken Harvey. And then for corners, we got Fred Smoot, we got Darrell Green, and we have Champ Bailey. And then for safeties, we got Sean Taylor, rest in peace, and Paul Krause. For kicker, we have Mark Mosley, and for punter, we have Tress Way. And that's it for the NFC East. Now let's go to the NFC West, starting off with the Denver winning Broncos. I think it's a no-brainer who should be QB1 and QB2. John Elway and Peyton Manning. Reason why? The Super Bowl performances speak for themselves. That's all I'm going to say. And plus, Elway literally is the Broncos. Running backs. Oh, yeah. The whole entire offense. Excuse me. For left tackle, we have Gary Zimmerman. For left guard, we have Mark Schlereth. For center, we have Matt Paradis. For right guard, we have Luis Vasquez. For right tackle, we have Ken Lanier. And for tight end, we have Uncle Shay himself. Shannon Sharp. You know, they ain't got no draft pick now, Skip. So, how about you play the whole video now, Skip? Skip. Sorry. Every time I see Unc, I can't help but to impersonate him. You know, the Phoenix Suns, they ain't got no draft picks now. You know, we don't talk about a quarterback's play. We don't talk about his money unless his play get funny now. Ocho. Y'all gotta watch Nightcap. I love watching Nightcap with him and Uncle Ocho on there, man. It's your favorite sports unk now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Sorry, I got caught up. You gotta love Uncle Shay Shay, even though he's a freaky ass nigga. For real.
You some freaky ass nigga.
Y'all saw what he did on Instagram. I ain't forget.
I drink your bad water, baby.
Anyway, let me stop. Alrighty. Running back. Floyd Little and Terrell Davis. And your wide receivers are Ross Smith, Brandon Marshall, and Demaryius Thomas. Alright. Where that defense at? Don't worry. I got you. The edges. Carl Mecklenburg and Von Miller. DTs, Trevor Price and Malik Jackson. Coverage linebackers, Randy Gritishar and Wesley Woodyard. Corners, Champ Bailey, Chris Harris Jr., Aqib Talib. I almost put PS2 in here, but he still is very young and developing. He could fall off at any minute. Safeties, TJ Ward and Steve Atwater. Kicker is Brandon McManus. And punter is Tom Ruin. The Kansas City Chiefs. I probably should have put the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I'm going to spoil something. I'm not going to put Joe Montana at quarterback 1. Because, in my opinion, when Joe Montana got to the Chiefs, he was washed. But what I will do is put Patrick Mahomes at quarterback 1, since he's the guy leading the franchise now, and Alex Smith at quarterback 2. And then, to start up, left tackle, Willie Roaf. Left guard, Joe Tooney. Right over to Creed Humphrey at center. We got Will Shields at right guard and Mitchell Schwartz at right tackle. Travis Kelce at tight end because, sorry, Tony Gonzalez. Kelce just did more. And then for your wides, Otis Taylor, Tyreek Hill, and Dwayne Bowe. And for your running backs, Priest Holmes and Jamal Charles. And then for defense, D tackles, Buck Buchanan and Chris Jones. Edges, rest in peace, Derek Thomas and Justin Houston. Your linebackers, Derek Johnson and Nick Bolton. And then your corners, Emmett Thomas, Travaris Ward over there, and Marcus Peters. And your safeties are Eric Berry and Honey Badger, a.k.a. Tyrann Mathieu. Your kickers are Harrison Butker, and your punter is Dustin Colquitt. Los Angeles Chargers. If you're a Justin Herbert fan, prepare to get triggered because I got Phillip Rivers starting first and Drew Brees backing him up. Because Brees didn't reach his prime until he went to the Saints, in my opinion. He still did good for the Chargers. He just wasn't at his peak. Phillip Rivers, whole Chargers run was peak. That's why I got him ahead. Justin Herbert, until you win a playoff game or two, you don't need to be in this conversation with these two ghosts right here. I'm sorry. All right, left tackle, we got Rashawn Slater. Left guard, we got Russell Okung. Center, we got Nick Harwood. Right guard, we have Chris Dillman. Right tackle, we have Ron Mix. Tight end, we got Antonio Gates. Your wide receivers are Keenan Allen, Vincent Jackson, rest in peace, and Ladd McConkey. And your running backs are LaDainian Tomlinson and Darren Sproles. Defense. You got Junior Seau, RIP, and Joey Bosa at edge. You got Jamal Williams and Gary Johnson at defensive tackles. You have Takeo Spice and Billy Ray Smith Jr. at linebacker. Your corners are Quentin Jammer, Gil Bird, and Casey Hayward. And your safeties are Eric Weddle and Derwin James. Your kicker is John Carney, and your punter is Mike Scafreeze. I hope I pronounced that right. If you're a Chargers fan, let me know if I pronounced that right. If I messed it up, I apologize. Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders. Raider Nation, this is your time to shine. To be honest, it comes down for quarterbacks. It don't get no better than this. Ken Stabler and Rich Gannon, because of the Super Bowl runs they have. And then for the rest of their offense, Art Shell at left tackle, Gene Upshaw at left guard, Jim Otto at center, Steve Wisniewski at right tackle, or at right guard, and Lincoln Kennedy at right tackle, and Brock Bowers at tight end because he's already busting Raiders records as we speak. Plus, I couldn't think of anybody else. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, and Amari Cooper are your wide receivers, and Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson are your running backs. And then for defense, we have Howie Long and Max Crosby at edges, Chester McLaughlin and Bill Pickle at DTs. At linebacker, Matt Millian and Ted Hendricks. And at corners, Charles Woodson, of course, Lester Hayes, and Nnamdi Asomugha. And then your safeties are Jack Tatum and Rod Woodson. Kicker is Sebastian Janikowski, a.k.a. the Seabass, and Ray Guy is your punter. Now, with that being done, we're going to go to the last division, which is the NFC West. This was a fun division to talk about. So we're going to start off with the Arizona Cardinals. Let me see. At quarterbacks, it don't get no better than this. Kurt Warner and Carson Palmer, because of recent playoff success and whatnot. Because as long as the Cardinals been around, they haven't had much playoff success outside of when these two was at quarterback. So I had to put them there. Like, even when Kyler Murray was at quarterback, they couldn't win a playoff game. So no disrespect to Kyler Murray because he's on the Vikings, but they wasn't doing him any favors with the trash they were surrounding him with. Like, plus he would get hurt a bunch. Okay, left tackle, we got DJ Humphries. Left guard, we got Leonard Davis. Center, we got Lyle Senline. Right guard, we have Mike Upati. Right tackle, we have Jared Veld here. Tight end, we have Trey McBride because he's making strides. And then your wides are Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins, and Anquan Bolden. Then your running backs are Emmitt Smith and David Johnson because I couldn't think of anybody else that did good at running back for the Cardinals. So no offense if I missed anyone. And then for the defense, at DTs, we have Darnell Dockett and Eric Swan. For your edges, I have Chandler Jones and Simeon Rice. And then for linebackers, we have Seth Joyner and Carlos Dansby. For corners, I have Aeneas Williams, Roger Worley, and Patrick Peterson. And for safeties, I have Buda Baker and Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Kicker, I have Phil Dawson. And punter, I have Andy Lee. Los Angeles Rams. Kurt Warner is your starter and Matthew Stafford is your backup. The Super Bowl rings speak for themselves. I'm not saying, I'm super saying. Left tackle, we got Orlando Pace. Left guard, we got Tom Mack. Center, we got Rich Saul. Jordan Avila is right guard. Jackie Slater is right tackle. Tight end, we have Tyler Higbee. Your three wide receivers are Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Cooper Kupp. Enough said. Running backs, Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson. Enough said. And then for the defense, For the defense, we got at edges, Robert Quinn. We got Robert Quinn and Deacon Jones. For DTs, Myrna Olsen, Aaron Donald. Jack Hassall-Reynolds and Mark Barron at your linebackers. We got Night Train Lane, Jalen Ramsey, and Eddie Meador at cornerback. Nolan Cromwell at free safety and John Johnson at strong safety. Johnny Hecker as your punter and Greg Zuerlein as your kicker. San Francisco 49ers. Bang Bang Niner gang. Y'all stand up now. At quarterbacks, it don't get no better than these two. Joe Montana, Steve Young. Enough said. Left tackle, Joe Staley. Left guard, Randy Cross. Center, Forrest Blue. Guy McIntyre at right guard. Bob St. Clair at right tackle. Vernon Davis at tight end. And then your rides are Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, and Deebo Samuel. And your running backs are Roger Craig and Frank Gore. And then your defense, we got at edge, we have Nick Bosa and Aldon Smith, rest in peace. And then at D tackles, we got Neil Lomeli and Bryant Young. And then at linebackers, we have Patrick Willis and we have Fred Warner. And then as corners, we have Night Train Lane and Carlos Rogers and Eric Wright. And then as safety, we have Tim McDonald and Ronnie Lott. Kicker is David Akers. And Andy Lee is your punter yet again. And the last team, Seattle Seahawks. It's for the Seattle Seahawks. No better quarterbacks better than Matt Hasselbeck. And starting is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is still the best quarterback in their franchise, hate him or love him. Left tackle, Walter Jones. Left guard, Steve Hutchinson. Center, Max Unger. Paul McQuiston at right guard and Russell Okung at right tackle. Zach Miller at tight end. Your wide receivers are Sergeant Steve Largent, Darrell Jackson, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. And your running backs are Sean Alexander and Beast Mode Marshawn Lynch. Defense, Cliff Averill and Bruce Irvin are your edges. And then Cortez Kennedy and Kevin Williams are your D tackles. Bobby Wagner and Malcolm Smith are your linebackers. Your cornerbacks are Richard Sherman, Brandon Browner, and Marcus Trufant. And your safeties are Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. Pretty much Legion of Boom, minus one person. Like, look, the Legion of Boom was just that good. I can't get away from the Legion of Boom when we talk about the Seahawks, okay? Don't hate, appreciate. And Stephen Hauschka is your kicker, and John Ryan is your punter. Y'all remember that game against the Packers where he threw that fake punt pass to that lineman. But anyway, and that's going to be it for your starting lineup for all 32 NFL teams. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell so you know where I upload. And I'll see you all next time for some more, for another list video. Don't know what it's going to be on yet, but stay tuned and hit the notification bell so you know where I upload. And I want to thank all the new people for watching and stuff. And it's free to join the E-Unit. Till then, Maverick loves you. I'm out this thing, y'all. Hey.